guys, Renata Sandor here from MeetAdvisors.com, and I'm joined with Lou Amatucci, Managing Partner in Centarus. How are you today?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
I'm doing well as well. Thank you for coming. So I would kind of like to start off this video segment asking you, who are you, what do you do, what company have you built, and we'll go from there.
Sure. As Renata mentioned, my name is Lou Amatucci, and the name of my company is Centarus Legal Services. We're a securities law firm and a capital consulting firm. If you ask what we do, we help early stage companies to build the legal infrastructure so they can raise capital and eventually, hopefully, to introduce them to capital sources. We'll help them with their go-to-market strategy, with their messaging. On the legal side, we'll help them draft the documents they need for raising the capital. What most early stage companies don't realize is that whenever you're raising capital from people that you know and people that you don't know, very frequently you're selling securities. And the only reason you want to be careful of that is because if you do it right, you don't have to worry, you can sleep at night. If you do it wrong, there are two small concerns. The first small concern is that if you raise $500,000 or $1 million or $2 million, that you will have to pay that back for the rest of your life. The second small concern is if you can't pay it back and you've raised it from the wrong people, jail. So they're not that small. I joke. So that's hopefully an answer to your question.
Yes. So kind of going off of that, what hardships do you see small businesses, entrepreneurs having when they're trying to raise money?
You know, early stage companies, we deal with hundreds of early stage companies on an annual basis. And I think that one of the challenges with early stage companies is that they first obviously have difficulty raising capital. They'll either be able to go to friends and family, or they won't have access to that money, or a sufficient amount of friends and family money. And when they're contemplating where to get the money, they may not know how to do it. One of the challenges there is you can try to do it on a shoestring. The problem with doing it on a shoestring is if you do it yourself and it falls apart, the fall can be a huge fall. So it really pays to take the time and the effort and spend a little extra money to do it the right way so that you don't build a home on a really poor foundation only so that the thing will come toppling down. That's one of the things. That answers your question.
So I know there's been a lot of different law regulations. What are some of the laws that are changing to help business owners be able to raise money maybe quicker, better, more efficiently? Well,
luckily, the Jobs Act has helped. It's not perfect, but it's an improvement. There are a number of laws that have been around for quite a number of years, and the Jobs Act has loosened up one of the exemptions from registration. And by doing this, now for the first time in over a century anyway, the issuer has the ability to go out and generally solicit capital. All that really means is this. It means that before, if you needed to raise money for your business, you had to go to people that you knew. Now, as of August of this year, you have the ability to use a specific type of exemption to go to people more broadly, and it's permitted. You just have to be careful of how you do it, because if you do it the wrong way, you go back to those two falling points I mentioned before, lawsuit and jail. So remember those. That's pretty much.
So kind of focusing more back at you, what have been some of the hardships that you have seen while growing your business?
I guess to an extent I'm an entrepreneur as well, and our business has been around since 2008, and we're captive to one company initially, and then going out and developing relationships and building a client base. I'm very familiar with the pains of growing a business. The first year was certainly more challenging than the subsequent years, but staffing and sourcing clients at the same time you're serving them. Those are challenges. Also, I'm an entrepreneur and a tech guy because prior to ever being a lawyer, I've been a lawyer for over a decade now, but in my prior life, the first decade and a half of business, I was an engineer, technology guy, and also an entrepreneur during those years. So I'm familiar with the technology, familiar with technologies that you'll frequently see issuers bring to the market, and familiar with the pains of running a business. For us, the biggest part was obviously developing a client base, and I think that's one of the challenges, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes. So kind of going off of your hardships, what do you feel is your biggest accomplishment or your greatest success since growing your business?
On a personal level, my greatest success would be motivating my mom to go back to school in her late 50s and seeing her enjoying the fruits of that at 77 years old when my father was dead set against it. So for me, that's my greatest personal accomplishment, and I didn't do anything other than kind of support and push the person. On a business level, we began in 2008, and when we left being a captive company and went on our own, first year was a challenge, and I'm happy to say we've got just about 10 people that work for us right now, and we're in the process of becoming a branch of a broker-dealer, a national broker-dealer, and we've made some good progress. We're hoping to continue to do that. So I think those are my successes.
So what is one piece of advice that you would give to our community at MeetAdvisors.com? So that may be something with, growing your business, raising money. What's that one piece of advice?
The best piece of advice I can give to an early stage, mid-stage company is not to take shortcuts, to try to do things the right way. And it goes back to the point I was making before about building a house on a foundation.
Mm-hmm.
If you build it on a solid foundation, you can build it up many levels and it won't fall apart. About 20% of the issuers or early stage companies that we see, I can just smell or sense and hear in their voices that they're preparing to take shortcuts that are going to come back to bite them later on. And there are a lot of them. There are things like going out and using templates to sell securities offerings. There are trying to save $3,000 or $4,000 on work that really has to be done the right way. Just do the foundational things the right way so that you can sleep at night, because it could be a mess otherwise. I think that's a big thing.
And where can people find you? What's your website?
It's CentarusPS.com.
Guys, check out CentarusPS.com. Check out MeetAdvisors.com for more videos and blogs. Thanks, guys. Thank you.